All right, shout out to FanDuel, the official sponsor of the show. Big ups to you guys. Appreciate y'all being in this episode of The Coma. Big ups to you. In this episode, man, we're talking about the Saints getting ready to host another offensive lineman, as the Saints really are serious about finding depth, man, in some of the places there we needed the most, which is the backup offensive line, the guard and tackle spots. The Saints are searching. Let's jump right into this article from Sports Illustrated talking about it and how they mentioned that this particular prospect will have an opportunity by the Saints to see what they want to do. They're scouting this guy to see if he can really help us out. And this Jeremiah Wright, the Auburn offensive lineman, as well. So big ups to them. Saints are hosting Auburn offensive lineman Jeremiah Wright on a pre-draft 30 visit in mid-April, according to multiple sources. Now, Wright started in 24 games for the Tigers over the past couple of years. He earned a 68.2 PFF grade in 25, which ranked in the 83rd percentile among the college football offensive guards. Now, the former Auburn guard recently had a formal breakfast meeting with the Saints official, according to Ryan Fowler. A source confirmed he also had a pre-draft visit scheduled with the Patriots. Now, Wright could be a long-term solution for the Saints. Projections across the NFL have indicated that Wright is likely to be drafted in the mid to late second day, with the third round being the most probable scenario for the Selma, Alabama native. Now, Wright stood out at the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. You see that? Just a few hours where he grew up. After an impressive performance in Mobile, he received an invitation to the NFL scouting combine in Indianapolis. Now, Wright didn't test at the combine in late February, but he measured well and participated in his position drills. His 83.5-inch wingspan placed him in the 99th percentile among the offensive guards. When you watch the tape, you can see an excellent blocker in the run game that needs some improvement on passing downs. Very explosive at the point of attack. Quote, he's really strong and plays with an edge as a run blocker, end quote. That's what an AFC national scout told NFL.com's Lance Zierlein. The protection part is what's going to have to get cleaned up. Now, the Saints are aiming to boost the ground attack, which ranked 28th in the NFL in total rushing yards and 31st in rushing yards per attempt. Mickey Loomis and the front office made two major signings on the first day of free agency by signing running back Travis Etienne Jr. and offensive guard David Edwards to a lucrative multi-year contracts. Given questions about the future in New Orleans for Cesar Salad Ruiz and the long-term health and durability of Eric McCoy, adding a player like Wright would make some sense, even if they were to play a depth role for the first few seasons of their career. Now, the Saints hold picks 42 and 73 on day 2 of the draft, which is with the latter being the most likely spot for New Orleans to select Wright. Now, Loomis might also trade up into the later parts of the third round if he believes that the former offensive guard from Auburn will still be available for them. So Saints taking a look at this player, Jeremiah Wright from Auburn. They definitely could use some help there as well, trying to improve. Let's move on to his pro card. And you can see it right here from Selma, 6'5", 330 plus pounds, and he gave him a 612 grade in NFL on the NFL scouting combine card. Good backup with potential to develop into a starter, and that's what they see him as well. And this is more information from him. They give him the player comp of Anthony Bradford. Wright is a ground and pound right guard with excellent power at the point of attack. There are concerns about his hand placement and pass protection, though. He has the power to go head-to-head in NFL gap and power concepts, playing with a nasty finisher's demeanor. However, average instincts and a lack of foot quickness leave him vulnerable to athletic rushers and gaming fronts. Wright is a limited athlete with inconsistencies that might not be correctable, but he's tough, strong, and has pro-ready traits that should make him a day 3 pick. The Saints must see him as a guy that they can come in and help. If they're looking at him in that realm, that's not a developmental pick. If you're looking at a day 2 selection, that is not a developmental selection. The Saints, obviously, from a scouting standpoint, see Wright a lot higher than Zierlein and some of these other scouts do, for them to be looking at that second and third round picks. the day two side of things, right? So that's interesting. Here goes some more strengths, family, kind of add on to it as they talked about it. Remember what they talked about, that he has experience from the right guard, who plays that right guard, the salad. Strengths: broad frame with long wingspan, explodes into initial contact, impressive pop, drive power to move bodies around when he's centered up, nasty finisher, releases opportunities to dump defenders on the ground. Love that. Possesses size strength, holds his ground against powerful opponents, maintains good base width throughout his pass sets. Ankle flexion allows him to sink and sudden anchor when needed, right? He latches in. The weakness is will overstep the angle blocks, landing to imbalance when fitting up. Plays wide, inaccurate hands that limit sustained accuracy. Effectiveness take a sharp dip if asked to make blocks in space. That's why he's a guard, right? So slow reaction time when challenged by gaming rush fronts. If you're shifting the line or you running stunts, might be a problem. You got to get them ready for that. Lacks foot quickness to slide and mirror to both gaps. Punch placement will need improvement. That all sounds coachable to me. One of the AFC national scouts said he's really strong and plays with an edge as a run blocker. The protection part is what they're going to have to clean up, as I said before. So Jeremiah Wright, a guard from the University of Auburn, man, this would be an interesting prospect for the Saints to bring in. And remember, he's positioned at the right guard position. If you're talking second and third round for a prospect, that's a potential starter. So if the Saints are looking at Jeremiah Wright, and I'm not saying that they're going to draft this guy, but it's something you need to take serious here, because anytime you have an opportunity for the Saints to when they talk about a player that they personally coached or seen at the Senior Bowl, they are keen to draft those guys. Like when they go to Mobile and the Senior Bowl and they personally lay eyes, and some of these coaches might actually random through drills, they have a more in-depth look at a potential prospect there and are likely to reach and get at them because of that. We've seen this story countless of times when we've seen people get picked up from in direction of being good good offensive linemen or players that the Saints themselves had extra time to see. They take those guys like Nick Saldiveri, even though he didn't work out well for us. That is an example, and there are many others of players the Saints seen at the Senior Bowl and ultimately over time had an opportunity to bring in, whether they drafted them or they came in as undrafted players. Regardless or not, the Saints still bring these guys in for the team. So for them to be looking at rounds 2 and 3 and they're saying the latter in day 2, that is where you would end up getting a potential starter. So could Jeremiah Wright be the right pick to replace or challenge the salad at the right guard position? So this will be interesting, man. This is a very interesting situation to watch, man, and unfold, because we all know the Saints mean business in getting a running attack together, spending money on David Edwards, drafting our bookend guys with Tolly and Kelvin Banks Jr., left and right tackles, spending a boatload of money on David Edwards from Buffalo to bring him in at left guard position, having Cesar Ruiz, and of course we heard what Coach Kellen talked about with the backup center position, which we did a report on that. Him mentioning that they might possibly be using guys that's currently on the team as a backup center replacement. Now, only person I could see that's worth that more than likely, being that he has lost, an edge at the guard position, because Will Sherman is there, is guard center prospect Torricelli Simpkins. Now, we did see Torricelli Simpkins III play at the center position, and he didn't look half bad. He didn't look half bad doing it. So this could be the backup center for McCoy, and ultimately, as it stands right now. But also, we know the Saints more than likely will address the center position at some point in the draft, you would think. But if Jeremiah Wright is the choice at at the third round pick for the Saints, that's challenging Cesar Salad Ruiz, who has 2 years remaining on his deal. And like I said, the Saints spending real money on that offensive line. Eric McCoy is a problem because he can't stay healthy, and Cesar Ruiz's lack of production and constant, up and down play is a major problem too. That needs to be addressed. So getting competition at the right guard position and depth at the center position is things that they're seriously looking at if they want to run the ball using Trevor A-Chain Jr. and Ty Chandler, Elvin Kamara, if he's still here. That's what I'm saying, man. It's going to be interesting to see. The Saints want to run the ball and take the pressure off Tyler Shuck. That is what they're going to have to do. And they look like they are going about that due diligence. So I just love it, man. Anytime we talk about improving our offensive line, because I know what that means. Running the ball and protecting our quarterback is key to ending this playoff funk that we are currently under. So anyway, with that being said, man, what do you guys think about this? Y'all fill in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about about this particular prospect or another prospect that you guys might have scouted and want us to know about, or should the Saints take in terms of getting to those picks. If they're picking him there, I'm saying he's challenging them sadly for that job. Ain't no doubt about it. And like I said, I love that. I absolutely love that, man. I really love that, because we need to do better with that center and backing up that center and getting better guard play on that right side of the line. Anyway, man, that's what I got for y'all. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Big Q representing the Who Dat Nation. Big ups to you guys. Shout out to FanDuel, the official sponsor of the show. Get your prop bets in at FanDuel. If you want to join the movement, fam, feel free to go to patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. We got links in the description section below for merch and everything, man. It helps the platform to continue to grow and develop like you see us doing, man. That's all I got for you on this report, man. I appreciate y'all, man. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Much love. Peace. And who dat too.
Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that?
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with the WhoDatDaily.com, your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit the WhoDatDaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below or in the chat.